We subcontracted building our pool 5 years ago. There's a 2 foot drop from the spa to the pool. The spillway is rock. It has always leaked through the grout under the rock spillway. I wonder if there is a sealer that should have been put under the rock and in the grout. We were thinking about putting the same rock back, but after listening to your video about spillways on YouTube, I'm wondering if we should do tile. So 2 questions: is there
A sealer,
a
to put
sealer,
in.
and 2, should they think about doing tile?
So there's always a challenge when you're grouting or mudding a stone onto the surface of concrete. The ideal way back then, when the opportunity was there, was to add into the mortar that stone was set with an acrylic additive that would help watertight seal that. There's not a ton that could be done about that now, short of pulling it up, and you could certainly chip out all of the mortar and grout that's there. You probably would want to, at that point, since you're doing it, is put a water stopper, water sealer over the exposed concrete or gunite beam underneath the stone, and then remud the stone in. But what I would do is I would make sure that I use a lot of an acrylic modifier in the mortar mix so that it seals it tighter. The other option you could try is a paint-on sealer over a paint-on water stop sealer. If you could find something that's clear, fairly clear, that might work. But like I did say on the video that you watched, tile is a much easier way of doing that and allowing and being able to get a nice watertight seal there. So it certainly can be done. I would spend all the time in the prep. Make sure you prep it properly. Make sure the stone is clean. A lot of times you get a stone, pull it off the pallet. This is going to be our stone for a spillway, and it gets flipped up and the mud gets put down and it gets pushed back down. And you got to realize when they cut and they break the stone at the quarry, it's full of dust and full of powder, and then they palletize it and it rumbles down the road and drives down the road, and you get all this dust and stuff built up on the underside of the stone, or on both sides of the stone actually, when they're rubbing against each other. If that's not thoroughly washed off, that gives you a spot right there where the mortar will not grab to the stone, and you get separation, which is a leak point. So you could probably reuse the stone, but make sure you prep the stone really well.